Okay, this is the instruction video on how to install the exhaust port for the M1 Ultra. First thing we're going to do is remove these 5 screws, which I've already pre-loosened. And then separate the housing. There are 2 tabs right here that may grip a little bit, so you may have to turn that. And then you simply take your Phillips screwdriver and remove the 2 small screws on the circuit board for the connector. Next, simply press this tab and remove the little connector board. We'll be reusing this and these 2 small screws that came out of that for the new port. Okay, next we're going to take our 2.5 millimeter hex driver and remove these screws here on the back, which I've already pre-loosened. We're going to lift that off. Set those screws aside, set the port aside. There's a opening here in the back. Go ahead and insert the circuit board in there. It'll only go in one way. Make sure that it's pushed all the way down. And then use the #1 Phillips screwdriver to put the screws in there. They don't need to be real tight. They'll self-tap into the plastic. Just be gentle with them. And then we want to ensure that it's fairly flush with that inside surface of that. And then we can simply reinstall the port. Yours may vary depending on which one you get, but they all screw in the same. Start these screws off just by getting them started. And then just snug them down. They don't have to be real tight. That foam gasket will take up the extra space there. And your port is ready to install. You'll want to then take your original M1 Ultra fan, place that back in the housing, the side that the electrical connector was on, and snap that back together, and then stick your 5 screws back in and screw those in so you don't lose those. That way, if you ever have to go back to the original setup, you have the original screws with the port. You don't want to lose those. And then store that away. Next, you're ready to install the port, and you simply install it like the stock port by snapping it on the back and making sure the top and bottom are latched. If you want to reverse it, you can do that. And on the 90-degree ports, you can also remove the screws and turn the port 90 degrees if you want it facing up or down.